When the moon would rise, I close my eyes and dream of you and me. And tomorrow's when I dream again, and in my dreams I'd see we fly away to a wondrous brand new day, and we'll sail up there so high we could touch the sky.
Good morning and welcome to Rise Above the Noise. This is Doc. Hope your week has been amazing. Looking to jump right into things. Last week we left off speaking about do you know who you are? And I believe that we shared some things that I've gotten some great responses to. And so hopefully we can continue to build on that as we move forward today. So today's subject, we'd like to begin to talk about purpose. And we identified in the area of knowing who you are, several things that you can do to test and evaluate where you stand and what you desire to do or be, based on the things that you do and don't know about yourself and finding out about yourself. So today we're going to add a little bit more to that and find out if it can help you grow. The first one is, I'd like to start off the saying by everyone who's listening to this, is that your life means something and you're worth it. Whatever that is, you're worth it. You're beautifully and wonderfully made, and we were made uniquely for a purpose. And for that purpose, don't allow anyone to ever make you feel like you're not worth it. You're worth it no matter what they say. You are worth it, and your life means something. So I'd like to start off with that. The second thing that I'd like to start off with as a build on that is, how do you choose to live your life? Do you choose to live your life as an average person, or do you choose to live your life as someone who lives for excellence? And if you choose to live for excellence, I'd like to give you a saying that will help you grow in that area. Excellence cannot tolerate average thinking. Eventually, an average person will bring you down to their level. And either you're going to bring them up to where you are, or they're going to bring you down to where they are. That becomes your choice. So if you want to live for excellence, if you want to allow yourself to be catapulted into another echelon of life, then you have to change the way that you're doing things if you're not already living for excellence. Let me give you the mindset of an average thinker. An average thinker has no motivation. An average thinker is comfortable being in the same place. They're stagnant. An excellence person is always looking on how to improve, not only on where they are, but improve on the status of those who are around them. You're built to build people. And what I mean by that is your words matter. When you carry influence and you're an excellent person, the things that you say matter to the person that's listening. And so this morning, I'd like to remind you that when people give you the authority to speak into their life, you should take that very seriously. Now, having said that, I'd like to give you a saying that I heard from a very dear friend that I've actually implemented in the things that I do. And so I'm going to share it with you. And that saying is, never rent space to someone who has not paid the price to be there. In other words, why would you allow someone to influence your life that hasn't earned the right to do so? That all they've done is take from you. They haven't given to you. They haven't imparted anything that helps you in any way. Why would you allow how they feel or what they think to determine how you respond to them? So with that being said, I'd like to move very quickly into some areas that I think will help you remove those people from your life. And secondly, will help you to move very swiftly into another area. So the first thing we need to do is, I need you, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, either write this down or move it into the back of your mind. You need to do some house cleaning. And you say, what do I mean by house cleaning? I mean, you need to get everyone out of your life that has no desire to do or improve, nor do they bring any value to you. And you say, well, that doesn't seem fair. Listen, if people don't bring value, what is their purpose? Everyone has something that they can bring. And if they choose not to bring it, then they're being selfish. So then why would you allow selfish people to be a part of where you're going? There's a time for us all to be selfish, but there's also a time for us to give. And that's whether it's our time, whether it's our ear, whatever it may be. Everyone has something to offer. Now, let's jump into it. If you're looking for your purpose, the first thing that you have to accept is that you are capable of doing more than you actually think you are, one. But two, you're also able to do less than you're capable of doing based on your surroundings. So how do you get out of that? You have to find your passion. What are you passionate about? And by the way, you don't have to be passionate about the same things as someone else. You just have to be passionate about what's important to you and give 100% of that. The second thing that I'd like to talk to you about is a simple saying that your problems are like the sun. Well, what do you mean when you say that? What I simply mean is, just like the sun, your problems will set. And eventually, there'll be a time of rest. So when we go to sleep, our sun sets. We then have identified this darkness or this moon in our life to be the time that we're supposed to rest. And that's the same thing with problems. There's a time where your problems are going to be shining brightly on you. They're going to become, for lack of a better word, overwhelming, or the heat or the exhaustion of being in the heat. Same idea with problems, right? They can stress you out. They can drain you of all your energy, but eventually they have to set. And so what you have to do is find the strength to weather the storms. And you say, well, how do I do that? First of all, there's nothing that important that it should cause you to lose your mind. Second of all, there's nothing that's important that should cause you to lose your mind. Third of all, there's nothing that's that important that should cause you to lose your mind. Listen, good things happen and bad things happen, most of which you can't control when they happen, but you can control how you respond to them. And so that response is a part of knowing who you are, where you want to go. Do you choose to live in excellence? Do you choose to respond like an average person? Or do you respond in a way that makes change not only for you, but for those who watch you go through? And so I believe that you all are capable of doing the latter, doing things in a way that when those who see you respond, they're inspired and encouraged by the way you respond to that. So just remember, your problems are like the sun. They rise and they set. With that being said, just because you do something quickly does not mean you're being productive. There's a lot of things you can do. Example, you can wash dishes quickly. But how many of you, like me, when you were younger, you were just trying to get the dishes out of the sink and into wherever you were going to put them so you get back outside and play or whatever you're going to do? Well, under closer inspection, yeah, you ran water over it, but when you looked at it, it was full of food or grease or whatever it was because you didn't take the time to pay attention to what you were doing. And can I say to you, that's where some of us are in life. We hurry and run through things and we don't take the time to pay attention. There's all kind of specks. There's all kind of dust. There's all kind of problems that are still left there. But all you did is rinse it. It didn't go away. It's still sitting there waiting to be cleaned. And so I'd like to tell some of you, listen, take the time to inspect the people that you feed into, the people that you speak into. See if they actually are embracing the things that you're saying, or are they just listening to tolerate you? Anyone who wants to grow, I don't care how old you are or how young you are, you can always learn something from someone if you're looking for it. I learn new things every day. I don't like to admit it, but I learn new things every day. Can I also say to you, pay attention to the things that are unpleasant. Pay attention to how you're going to respond to that. Pay attention to how they came to be. And make sure that your response is what it is that you desire to be and desire to become. So what I mean by that is no one reaches perfection without struggling. There's not a person living that has accomplished everything they desired that didn't have to struggle. The difference is you just may not have known they were struggling. And that's because they've embraced the concept that I told you, that the sun rises and the sun sets. And that it won't determine how I respond. I'll respond according to what I know to be true, which is there's nothing that you can't withstand if you choose to stand. The next thing I'd like to say to you is be strategic in all the things that you do. Meaning, make sure there's a purpose behind it. When you look at people, why are you in my life? Why am I spending time with you? Why am I allowing you to speak into my life? Why do I watch this show? Why am I drawn to whatever it may be? Be strategic. Listen, you can't get time back. The only thing you can do is redeem what's in front of you. And I use the word redeem because redeem means to bring back or to get back something that you feel you've lost. And I'm telling you that redeeming means in this moment, take back what belongs to you. What am I talking about? Time. Take back your time. The next I'd like to say is the things you do that cause you to have to sacrifice. And I'm sure that we've all sacrificed something. But here's the crucial question. Is your sacrifice sincere? Are you doing it because that's truly what's in your heart to do? Or are you doing because you think it gives you an advantage over someone else? There are a lot of people who are sincerely wrong with the things that they do, but at least they're sincere. At least they believe in what they're trying to accomplish. The question is, do you? The next is, not everything that happens in your life is by chance. Some things that happen are because of your decisions. Some things that happen are because of the way you chose to respond to a circumstance that's come into your place. They're not all by chance. They're not all random. Next is, don't allow people to hurt you by the things that they say. Now, there's an old saying that, and I'm going to age myself or date myself by what I'm saying. There's a stupid saying that we say, so it's going to sound like a oxymoron, but that's not what I mean. But we used to say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And the reason why I said don't let words hurt you is, why would you let someone hurt you with words that you know aren't true? If it's true, it shouldn't hurt you. It should be something that you should embrace to help you become stronger, even if they meant it in a negative or a detrimental way. You should be able to embrace it and say, you know what? I don't like what they said, but maybe there's some truth in that, and evaluate that truth. Next, evict people from your life that aren't paying the price to be there. In other words, where you live, you can't live there if you don't pay rent. At least I don't think you can. So then why would you allow someone's words to live in your mind that haven't paid the price to live in your mind? You're worth more than that. At least require them to pay the price. Well, what price is that? Respect. What price is that? Influence of a positive nature. What price is that? Sincerely sacrificing for the good of who I am and for the good of who they are. The next thing I'd like to say to you is, voluntarily give up things that really don't matter. Because some things we hold on to really don't matter. And can I say this to you? Your purpose will help you define the things that matter. And one of the things that, if they don't matter, they should matter, is family. Well, I'm not close to my, listen, family doesn't have to be blood. Family are people that you relate to, that you have deemed to be worth the value of your time, your life, and what you stand for. That's family. If you're blood, that's a benefit. But find family. And can I tell you this? True family will never turn on you. They'll argue with you. They'll fight with you. But they'll never turn on you. So if you have someone in your life who calls themselves family and they've turned on you, I'm here to tell you today, that's not family. That's just a person who's passed through your life, and you should treat them the same way you treat the sun and the moon. One day they're shining, and another day they've gone dark. And that's where you need to leave them. Leave them in the dark. With that being said, I'd like to tell you thank you for spending time with us today as we prepare for another week. Remember that your purpose is waiting for you, and pay attention to the things that you and I know will ultimately matter the most. Take care, and we'll see you soon.